Hey Vic, I'm gonna test something out real quick. Here we go. Ready? And then we can be like, so that's where we're at tonight, and I'm excited. I've been chewing over this one today. It's been rolling through my head, and I was like, okay, I want to get to the studio early, and I want to set up my scenes and have some like transitory scenes. I have some extra shit in there. Get our arrangement like just that one step tighter. So, pretty excited. We are in, by the way, E Phrygian, which is a freak of a scale, you know. But what are you gonna do? It's kind of endemic to Goa trance, to be completely honest. Like E Phrygian is just all white keys, but your home base is E, right? Hey Francisco. Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff going already. Like I did some work here. So, but the cool thing about E Phrygian is when you add chords, you get these cool minor and like major right next door. And you get that weird fucking half step on the two. Now the only difference between this and Phrygian dominant would be a sharp 3. Which is also a favorite of mine because you get these like here, played on the hydrosynth. These parallel minors and majors. By the way, the hydrosynth is already in the R bar. And it's a thing of beauty. That particular pad. The mighty hydrosynth is a level up. Right now, it's just doing blah, 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 blah duties. But listen to this thing when it gets all blown out and nice. I kind of want this a little bit faster, the scan. That's a little bit too fast. Just nudge the whole thing faster. And then put it slower. You're not even being used yet, dude. Get out of there. I think you are. And that kind of depends on whatever the Turing machine happens to be doing at the time. So, okay, so I want to program a few sound effect things. I have an idea for a really cool chainsaw track, like a lead part. I don't know if we're going to go super duper heavy on the voices tonight. I kind of wanted to jam longer and build patch less on stream. There's a guy that came in, I forget his name, a few days ago, and he was like, "Where's the music?" And he does raise a good point. But that may be something more for when school starts, you know what I mean? Oh, nice, dude. Those things look like a lot of fun. Standalone delays are a lot of fun. I have a couple myself, but they're on my live rig in the other room. I have one, it's called the Ultimate Time Machine. It's just a mono delay, but it does like 3 different tape emulations, or like one's the Benson, which is not technically a tape. And it does them really well, and it's all like analog circuitry, just like handmade by this dude in Poland. And then the first time I got it, I fucking hooked it up with the wrong polarity, and it was like bad electronic cooking smell. You know that smell. It's terrible. It's a terrible smell. But it still works fine. So, yeah. All right. This part that I'm thinking of. Let me do there's a cool filter, sort of a filter sweepy sort of thing. Here. I'm just gonna do a part. You can figure it out. It's not hard to figure out. What do I want? Let's use the mini mod for this. He's gonna get a whole single note. One single note. That's all he gets. It's not the note that's important, it's the filter that's important. So, filter choice on this. I'm going to be basically kind of like using resonance as the instrument. But I do like to, spark the filter with a little sawtooth wave guy there, And he's got an octave switch. Dude, that thing, I don't know, man. That's a lot of hype. I think I'm going to replace that. And I think I'm going to replace the plume, too. I don't use it hardly at all. It's got a very particular sound. And do I like it? I don't know. Sometimes it's like really raucous. Maybe what I should do is just spend one stream going all chromatic and weird and just building weird fucking noises. That'd be kind of fun. Okay, so let's use like part 3 for this. What I'm gonna do is I think here we're just gonna make it. Let's just make it 16. Like so, like 4 beats. Yeah. 4 beats long. Okay. And then gate is going to go on all of these. And all we're going to do is send just an E. Maybe on the little bit on, well, doesn't really matter what I send it because I can pitch it up and down. We'll just put it on a lower one, which gives us the potential to go like super sub bass kind of frequencies if we need to. And this is absolutely going to go into the C legs. I've dedicated the C legs for effects, like funky rhythmic sound effect kind of things. I'm going to have at least one, like melodic arpeggio part, but not a lot tonight. Tell you what, man, the melodicers are really ace for that role. This is a melodicer right now, and it's just gorgeous. Oh, so good. So good. And just that part. It's just like hitting the dice buttons a couple of times. Oh, not myself. But a big thing is restricting your range, the low and high notes, and then you gotta tweak the scale notes that you've got selected. I've got like a couple that are way high. E is the highest. B is slightly below that. And then D and F and G and A are, you know, kind of in weird places. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Do I need a gate? We'll test that theory. What I'm gonna really play with in this is velocity. Okay. So what I want to do is make basically a rhythmic filter, like almost like a just a pure resonance sound. So I think what I'm going to do is go into the volt per octave. And where's our resonance? No. Yeah. We're going to get it to the point of... Yes! No, it needs a little bit. Like that. You know what I mean? Now let's try that in the frequency. This gives us more control for sure. Oh, there it is. There it is. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. This thing out of tune again? You son of a bitch! Real sensitive. The tuner doesn't like my filter. Okay, I think... There it is. Damn it. Okay, yeah. Let's do an extra step here and make this a little bit easier. I really don't like doinking around with that tiny-ass little trim pot. So let's run it through the motion meter and then not forget. Nope. We're sorry. That's the wrong thing. Let's put that down here. It's going to have more gain potential. Let's see how that sounds. Yeah, see, for this, the filter needs to be a little bit lower. Now, we could also... I'm debating right now. I'm debating putting it through like a gate, like VCA with an envelope, just, you know, even if it was just, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, let's try it. Let's see how it sounds. Stereo VCAs. And then just, yeah, just run like a, you know, a thing with the thing. Just a gate. Elgate. Into an envelopey. That was me being stupid. And needing a longer cable. Son of a bitch. Rage! You go here. Like so. You're way too long. You see, just to be quick. What? What happened? It like disappeared. It just became fwah. Let's get the D. The D1. D0. D1. Kind of control it a little bit. strictly a background part, you know? That'll be fun to play with. All right, cool. Next thing, chainsaw part. Okay. This is going to take a little doing, I think. And I'm not even sure if it's 100% possible. Let's make this a green pot, shall we? So we're going to go doink. Doink. And now, for second doink, plork. Sprung. Okay, we're gonna go up a fifth, 4, 5, 6, 7 half steps. We're gonna do a fifth part. But see, the thing is, I wanna self-flagellate with a cable. No, I want to. Ooh, good filter for this. Actually, the Bionic Lester might be pretty good. Might be really good. That's the case, because then we can just kind of use, like... Oh no. Oh, you bastard. The unfortunate placement of the Bionic Lester has made it impossible. I had a weird thought, which was to get a really long daisy chain cable, a backplane connector for the Tesseract, and put like 2 of these modules like here. That would be kind of interesting. And then have a joystick right next to them. Just like move some stuff over. Joystick. Speaking of which, I wanted to use the Templegio tonight for some sort of percussive weirdness part. We can use tiny short guys. We're here. And here. And then we got to go to the link mode and watch our eyes bleed. 'Cause it's so small. For the love of God. Why? Why? Okay, I'm alright. Okay. Alright. Okay, what do we got? That's that sound that I'm looking for. You're in a different filter type, aren't you? Yeah. Okay, a lot of this is going to be in constructing the sequencer part here. All right, so I don't entirely know how this is going to work here. What I kind of want to do... Okay, I want it to bend. That's going to be really tough to do. So, unfortunately... I wonder, can I run this? I think I can. Just run it through the glide first. Could probably just do that. That might be the easiest way. Instead of dealing with the glide on the vector, so the problem is if you want to give it a gate pattern, right, it's not actually bending the note unless it's actually producing a note. And if you produce a note, that means you have to tie it or give it a gate pattern of some sort or whatever. So Anyways, let's see here. Let's try this. And then short for shorties. So gate patterns. And then, all right. I'm debating to envelope the filter frequency or to envelope the gate or the drive, the gain, because you can do either one, and
they will produce different results.
You know, I kind of want to put it into the drive, but I need to make sure that this is set up that way, and I don't know what it is. What I wanted to do was not reset anything. To do the thing here, stereo, to this. Filter A, CV2 is gain. Okay, so, and they're so damn small. All right, now that should theoretically give me an envelope. Is that at full strength? Yes. Let's see, it starts clipping at a certain level, but that's actually okay. I don't mind a little bit. Okay. Okay, so if I take this, our pitch, and I go into my... Jesus Lordy. I need the old man glasses again. Okay, and then headphones. Oh, my, the glavin. This is the ADAC numbers that are so damn small that nobody can read them. ADAC 209. Voltage controlled compensated glide, right? So it's basically, you can set a constant glide no matter how far apart it is. Typical portamento, you know, doesn't do that. Portamento. Because I'm fucking old school. And then we just take that same guy here, right? And then, like, we just kind of go like... Let's try just kind of going by sort of like steps through the scale. But I want like sort of a bendy, weird sound. F4? No. E. So, we'll see if this works. Yeah, it works. What if we take the gate off and this. And then put sustain on this too. There we go. Now if we tweak this. Yeah, that's hard to do, man. Now, maybe take the pitch also and add the glide. What the hell is going on there? It's like some of these are going up and some of them are going down. It's really weird. This is more of what I need, but it's like... That's something we can play with, at least. Okay, now let's make this basically a 4-measure, or a 2-measure phrase. We're going to go chance probability of rest. And we're just going to put that on even numbers. So now it just plays every other time. And what we need to do too is set the subsequencer to respond to the guy. And then we need to make sure that in our scenes, this guy is part... What am I on? 4? Yeah, so this is fine. Okay. I kind of also want to put it in here. Yeah, I think that works better. And because it's VCA controlled, we can just manually mute it, and it's really, really easy. So, okay. Percussion. Let's do some percussion. Real quick like. We can get percussion in a lot of different places, to be honest. As a matter of fact, we can unplug this because I am only using open hi-hats today. Because that's fun. So we're going to use the probabilistic generator. And let's just use it to wire up. We should do something weird with this. Maybe let's throw this into the convolution, eh? That seems like a fun idea. And see if we can't get some kind of wacky room sound going on a little wacky little percussion, you know? Because it's the Templegio. So we're going to throw a bunch of modulation at it and hope for the best. Kind of what you have to do with these modules. This guy. We need a clock. There's nothing. Nothing! Ah! You can go over here. We doing a thing? Yeah, we're doing a thing. We're doing a thing. Then we're doing a thing. we should be doing a thing. But there's no thing. This is output. This is hit. Light is on. Is this thing like dead? It's like not responding. So there's your problem. What the hell? What happens if I turn off the bottom row and reset it? Probably nothing. I think everything will be fine. Yeah. That's weird. See you. It's already an E. Nice. I kind of like that, actually. Ding, 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 ding. That's nice. Nice. Let's see. What else? One more melodic lead, for sure, because it's nice. Let's make this maybe. Yeah, let's get a little bit Man, I really wish when you put this in chord mode and you start like adding voices, it would give you a fifth instead of immediately going to a chord, because that's what it does. Like, so close. Like that would have been nice. Let's see. Who's got another? Let's use the Eon. I call it an Eon, but it's the Procyon filter. Will you reach this? No. I did want to put this through the delay, though. This is like immediately goes to a major chord. Ugh. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. Naughty. Can we CV the gain in this thing? Yes, we can. ECA. Is it doing it? Yes, it is. Seems quiet. I guess it's okay. Eh. Thanks, Terror. Oh, there it is. And suckers turn knobs by themselves. Oh, little prerogative. A little bit too much resonance. That was unexpected. Okay. Nice. We got a noise sweep. We have a vague vocal. I'm gonna leave everything a surprise. Shit, are we jam ready? No. Can't be. There's open mixer channels here. Did I set up... No, I don't want part 3 to be affected by the subsequence. Let's do a part 7? Use the dimension? Might be cool. You know. We could set up... Actually, let's just do a melodic voice kind of a thing. But we'll use, we'll put this in mono mode so that it's like nice and powerful. And then just give it like a bunch of unison. And see what we can come up with here. Let's see here. Length. Let's go 32. I'm going to just chew through this like a little bit at a time and sort of build these guys. Dun. And then next one, starting here. Da 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 da. It's to pitch. G. A. Okay, let's see how that sounds once we actually hook up the output of the filter. Hey, Jojo. And of course, you're not going to reach, but that's all right because we've got play. This is a mutable part, which makes me happy. Low. I got the gain up. Good. Number one. Number two. Huh. We do, of course, have to put some modulation on that filter. More CV, but not a lot. Hallucinogen, the artist, is pretty much what I'm going for. And then we can just, boom, mute it. And that makes me happy. But let's make it susceptible to a subsequence. So that way, when we go into scenes here, and we go... Alright. This is another one I could do an interesting little thing. I could do a little breakdown, kind of a bit. So what we do is we go to preset here, and we go... we go duplicate, doink, and it duplicates it into A2. I figured this out today too, by the way. And that makes me happy. So then what we do is you go to A2, right? And then I'm just going to edit it to like 6 notes long and not do any reset. So now it's just like spazzing out. I like that. So we go into our scenes, right? And be like, here, we're going to play A2. And back here, we're going to go. Let's see, we've also got this guy. Similar rhythms on purpose. Thank you. See, then we go into our scenes, right? And we go here, and we go. Let me check something here. Part 1. Oh, it's way too fast. That's why. Wait, whole notes? Why are you going by super fast? What? Okay, yeah, that was not synchronized at all. Oh, I know what happened. Powered down the rack earlier. There it is. Okay. That works. And then we've got this little transitory part where we can Okay, cool. That's doing its thing. And the R bar is doing its thing. I think it's jam time. Yeah. So we gonna get our vidya going. We gonna get our lights flexing. We gotta get our full screen mirrorless for just a second. This thing just looks so much nicer. I mean, like, really. Photosensitive viewer warning. Cover your eyes.
have to be air. You have to captain the iron one with what I am. I can see everything in color. Everything. You have to be air. You have to captain the iron one with what I am. I can see everything in color. Everything. You have to be air. You have to captain the iron one with what I am. I can see everything in color. Everything. You have to be air. You have to captain the iron one with what I am. I can see everything in color. Everything. You have to be air. You captain.